Beautifully by Virginia. This is Whiteley's last shot of the championship. As you look at him, that combination with this man Watson and Whiteley will end whenever they lose their next game, if they do. They've got a good chance as any to get to that championship. Hopkins with a good job of getting the ball as it hits the ground. Carney picks it up. Kuzma has been their best defenseman. Usually takes the #1 guy, the biggest assignment. Here comes Godfrey. He's on the run. Taken out, and he still gets the shot in against Sanderson. Sanderson not making the easy saves and keeping Hopkins in front in this game. Those are not easy, not hard shots to save. He's got to pick up a couple of them.
That's poor defense by Virginia. Got to credit Kuzma. Finding Godfrey out of the box. Virginia a little slow to substitute, but look at the speed. Godfrey just outrunning Henry Oki right there. No slide defensively. You cannot give those type of quality shots. Godfrey, one of the better athletes on the Hopkins squad, was actually a high jump champion, Long Island high jump champion. Right there, you can see a little elevation of the celebration. But,
and a lot more room than I thought, so take that back. Sanderson, that was a much tougher save for Sanderson than I thought. He had a lot more to shoot at, and you're right.
Oh, he was all over him.
Somebody's got to,
into 2 yards, yeah.
Somebody's got to get him and pick him back. Here comes the long stick. Hopkins player getting that ball. It was Gagliardi, who used to play at Virginia. 6 of 7 goals have been unassisted in this game. Marr now having Smith a little bit on his heels. Marr going to the goal a lot. Smith being very aggressive. Trying to shut off some of the other players. As Marr going one-on-one with Smith. He's in front, takes the shot. Slide coming over from Ginter. Marr still got the shot off.
Marr is deceptively strong. Not particularly fast, but he's got shifty weight where if he leans into you and you push back on him, he'll duck under your check. Look at the body angle. Marr dodging here. You can see the slant in his body. Gets down real low right there and turns the corner. Mixing up his shots. He's had some success low. That time he was trying to sneak one by Sanderson high.
This is Adam Bond, who also had a big game. We talked about Godfrey. He came up big. Adam Bond came up huge with Maryland to get him into the semifinal. Hopkins still controlling the ball. Zucchelli now controls against Hoig. This is that defensive midfielder, Hoig, with the short stick still. A tremendous athlete who, when things maybe not so good to go against him. This matchup. Oh, and Hoig just pushes him a little bit of a jump push. No call. I've never seen that kind of defensive shove, but it was an effective one to get the ball back for UVA. Hoig can shoot to see if he has some room inside. Gives it up. Watson down to Whiteley, who looks far side to Knight. Knight couldn't pull it down. And look at Carney coming way out. There's Gagliardi, 43, not Carney. Gagliardi very active in there. They're playing a little bit of a zone here, it looks like. Hopkins mixing it up, Quinton trying to keep the big shots away from their goalie.
Make the Virginia midfielders score. We talked about their attack early, Knight, Watson, and Whiteley. If you can stifle that attack, the theory is that Virginia's midfielders are not going to be able to score 12 or 13 goals amongst them.
Virginia just comes around and wraps that one in. Tucker Radeball, a freshman from St. Paul's, the same program that gave them Watson and Whiteley, ties the game at 4.
Take a look at this shot. I don't think Marcus saw it coming. I don't think we saw it coming. Watch Marcus, a little screen there, and he sneaks the ball on the inside pipe.
He had about a 4-inch hole to put this in.
He had about a 2-inch hole. Sneaks it inside pipe. That is just serious accuracy. Look at this. Look at this spot. He's got about a ball length to sneak that by Marcus's head.
Marcus didn't even move because he knew he had it sealed. Marcus had that really sealed. He had to just fit that through a keyhole, and he did to tie it at 4.
That's a once-in-a-lifetime shot.
And it was a no-look shot, which also gave it a little bit of an advantage. Hopkins gets the face-off. Off the whistle blown, a little bit of an infraction there as Godfrey now brings it down. He's got the short stick matchup with Ben Johnson. Godfrey taking his time. Game tied at 4, about 10 minutes left in quarter number 2. Winner goes against Princeton. Hopkins, Quint, when you look at the roster, probably as healthy as they've been all year. Marchant, great speed. Back to Evans. High and wide.
Mahoney got there late with the stick up in the face of Evans. Did a nice job. So important to step up and challenge those shooters. Can't give them the time and room from the outside.
Godfrey playing defense. You look at the score now, 4-4 in the time remaining in the second quarter. Johnson, here comes a slide way outside. Mahoney really slid early. And if you make those two passes like Hopkins did, you can get yourself a pretty good shot.
Good recognition. Milford Marchant, Seaman calls him Mr. May. He has played well in the playoffs. Career 15 goals and 5 assists in 8 NCAA games.
Marchant, another guy who had that injury problem early in the season. Bond now controls it behind. You see again the short stick pulled behind. Doesn't matter who gets the assignment of the short stick. That's who they want back controlling. Bond against Johnson. Marr comes back to get the ball, and Smith all over him. Double team early. Marchant, rocket. And I think Sanderson got a piece of it. Sanderson looking more comfortable now as the game goes on. Marchant, the 7 program in Maryland.
Yeah, Marchant can bring it right-handed. He likes to work the upper portions of the cage. Lefty generally shoots low. You know, this is mentally, this game's tough for Sanderson, having grown up in Canada with a 30-second shot clock. Hopkins will hold the ball for a minute or two. It's tough on his concentration.
Zeller gets the good check on Denahan. Zeller just waited him out, had a good short stroke with a stick to get the ball on the ground. Out of bounds, off of Virginia, and it comes back to Hopkins.
Sanderson trying to tiptoe the line. Made a nice play to come out there. Zeller shielded Denahan. Sanders scooped it up. He stepped on the line. Give Zeller some credit. Watch the check here. Watch the wrap check right there. All wood, and the chase is on.
So Zeller a little more conservative there, making sure he kept his footing under him, of course. That's a big part of anybody's defense. Now here's the same matchup. Denahan against Zeller. They clear out for him. Zeller about 5'11", 205 strong against the 6'1" Denahan. Now they get over the far side. See if Hopkins can get something set up with O'Kelly. Up top to Bond. He's drawing the long stick of Mahoney. A lot of time coming off the clock, and that's what Tony Seaman and Hopkins wants. Boyd trying to shut off the other short stick because they can put some pressure on. But Kruger comes out, pulls it down. Ginter on Warner Kruger. Hopkins controlling the ball real well as they move inside. Defense falls down. They can't get the shot across the feed from O'Kelly. Not even an option. Watch Smith double. Marr now with the ball against Smith. This has been a key matchup early in this game. Marr using his great stick skills. Protects well with the body. Smith locking up. Look for the double. Here comes the double. The shot. Sanderson finally makes a nifty save on that shot by Marr, and they control again. Christy Lee's got the dad of Marr, who's a big part of the offense for Hopkins.
That's right. Fred Marr is joining us on the sidelines. And Fred, not only is Dave playing in this game, but you have another son, Scott, who's an assistant coach at the University of Maryland, who Johns Hopkins beat to get here. You've got to be in a real interesting position.
Well, I'm in a no-win situation. No matter who wins, I'm on the short end of the stick somewhere. Scott took it very well last week. He beat us last year, so we had a little brother revenge this week, last week, and he beat us last year in the semifinals, and this year we beat. So it's he's really supportive of David.
Early assessment of Dave's play so far?
I think David's playing very well out there today. He's going to the cage, which I've been trying to get him to do earlier all year. But as you know, he has a bad back, and it's sort of difficult. But I think he's doing a fine job out there today.
Dave Marr already has 1 goal. Leaf Quint back to the action.
Melchione came with a fast break, and they just couldn't get it cleanly, the one pass on the far side, and it started with a huge save from Sanderson, who's starting to look pretty tough down the goal.
Yeah, that's the one he's got to make for Virginia to win this ballgame, and he did. Marchant had a shot from about 10 yards. Sanderson got his body on it. Big time save for Chris Sanderson.
Virginia gets a shot, Marcus very calmly picks it out. It was a delayed call penalty. It'll be a penalty on Virginia. Extra man play for, penalty rather on Hopkins. It'll be an extra man for Virginia as the Youth of America out here. Dave Petramala playing with Quinn Kesnick here in '89. Great game against the Gates in Syracuse as they ended their careers. And Petramala, one of the best in the defensive position, coaching the defense for Hopkins.
Petramala especially good at man down defensive strategy. Hopkins holding opponents to only about 20% goals on their extra man opportunities. This is a tough team, though. This Virginia team's got a lot of weapons.
They move the ball well. It's the sixth pass. Good shot in close, but it goes high. The bounce was a little bit close, a little bit far from the goalie, and it went over the pipe.
If you're Hopkins right now, I think you want to give the shots to Oki and Wren, number 2 and number 18. You really have to stifle Watson, Whiteley, and Knight.
That rocket from up top. Still controlled, backed up nicely by Timmy Whiteley. Curry took that rocket shot, number 31. He's got a good look at him. This game showcasing the brand new helmet that everybody's wearing, the Cascade for Virginia. I guess the traditional look. It's a back rack helmet worn by the Hopkins team, but game changing a little bit. Big save by Marcus, just a big block in the helmet. And here it comes for Hopkins. Tremendous save for him. He knew he was going to get heat. Big block in the face, and Schott brings it up. Still 4-4. And extra mans are going to be huge in a game this tight at this tempo.
And you could hear that save all the way up here in the box. Marcus holding his ground, playing his angles well. Johnny Marcus, one of the smartest and most experienced goalies in the country.
Good matchup with Evans now against Wren. Hopkins taking their time, 4-4. Only 5 minutes left in this half. Teams at even strength, so they successfully killed that penalty. Marchand coming in, and Sanderson looking sharp. He has definitely gotten more comfortable with this big crowd, big game. Here comes Virginia. Trying to push the tempo a little bit. It's okay. Knight up top. Big shot by Curry, and that one's got rope. 5-4, the score. Curry gets goal number 2 for him. 1 goal lead for Virginia.
He's had some ankle problems this year, but there's no one on the Virginia team shooting the ball as well as Curry. Look at that shot right in the lower corner. Here it is again. Little slow break. Doug Knight to Curry, filling the seam, beating Marcus from about 12 yards. Beautiful accuracy. Curry, 5 against Harvard. He's got 2 already. He is the go-to guy at the midfield position. A former attackman that Stars just had to switch. And that was the theme that we talked about in the first game with Princeton and Syracuse. So we see a lot of college attackmen now being switched to the midfield spot.
They're trying, the game has gone to where you want to keep as much offense on the field when you have the ball as you can. So you tend to be in the midfield, either an offensive midfielder or a defensive midfielder. That play incidentally set up beautifully with Oki coming in. He collapsed the defense and let Curry roll around him to get open. A 1-goal lead for Virginia. Hopkins is okay when they can maintain this kind of tempo with a 1, maybe a 2-goal lead, but if they get any kind of separation, they're going to have to change their style, and that's what they don't want to do.
And the key guy for Virginia right there would be Sanderson. He's made 2 fine saves on the last 2 Hopkins possessions. Hopkins, they'll kill 2 or 3 minutes to get that quality shot. If Sanderson can repel and make that save, they've got a big chance here.
Zeller on Denahan. Big matchup. Here comes the slide early. Ball picked off in midfield. Here come the Wahoos. Tucker, right a ball. Bring it down to Knight. Knight has a man behind the goal. Tries to get a shot to Watson, who wraps it, not even close to the goal. They'll probably call it a shot. And they give it to the big defenseman. It was Carney who dove closest to the ball. The reason they're chasing this one out, on a shot in lacrosse, the closest guy to the ball, the closest team gets possession. So they are trying to be closest to the ball as it leaves the field, and that's where the possession is awarded.
Todd Carney on the bench, accepting the congratulations of his teammates. Both players selling out right there. Great effort diving to the sideline. Real exciting play. Not a big play, but still a fun play to watch.
Nothing left into this one. It's a nice field to dive on, too. No injury at stake here. Great, lush carpet here at Maryland. They reseeded this thing and sodded some areas about a month ago. Gets Sanderson out of the goal. They couldn't find it. Bond saw that Sanderson was out trying to cover Denahan, and he just took a shot That would have had an easy way to go in. Here's Sanderson.
Take a look at the replay. Virginia in a real aggressive ride package where Sanderson's got the responsibility to cover that low attackman. Got caught out of the net. Virginia, again, wanting to establish an up-tempo style of play, and that's one way that they can do it.
Smith on Mars. Sanderson is coming up big. These are the kind of saves that'll put you in the championship game, and Sanderson is starting to make them. Missed pass there, but Knight picks it up. Looks back, and now he controls Willoughby. 2:46 left. Now they'll take a little bit of air out of it. Tucker Rada ball. Michael Leahy coming in, some fresh legs. Hopkins electing to go to more of a zone throughout. Easy cut down the middle. Nobody picked up Rada ball. The zone was real flat. Nobody followed through. 2 for Tucker Rada ball, the freshman, making a huge impact in this game. 2-goal lead with 2:30 left in the first half.
Rada ball, only 8 goals and 7 assists during the regular season, having his best game right here. Finds the seam in the zone, catches left-handed. Not the fastest shot, but beautiful placement. Take a look at it. Rada ball, one of the highest recruited players out of the Maryland area. Simple pass, catch, lacrosse. Again, the key to the zone right there. Find the seams, get a little movement, and make your 10-yard shots.
So now it starts to get a little dicey for Hopkins, Quint. You don't want the spread to get more than 2-3 goals. Like 3 and 4, Tony has to start thinking about how much time does he take off every offense to take the ball out of Virginia's hands. He's got to make things happen. Right now, he's still fairly comfortable. 6-5 is okay. He'll work to get his possession and his good shot. Warner Kruger. Check from behind. That'll be a push call with possession. They'll have a delayed call. They'll get a free shot here. If they drop the ball, the whistle will blow. And they have the opportunity to go to the net. Marr looking for a feed. Smith working him over. Smith locking up. Penalty is down. Hopkins will have an extra man. Look at Marr coming in. And another penalty. The first delayed whistle. Marr had such a strong move to the goal. Not a bad way to go, Quint.
Well, this is a real physical matchup. Right there, they're going to get him with a hold call. Or there, either way, it's either a hook or a hold. Tommy Smith, 12 fouls in the season for 8.5 minutes. And Marr is very good at drawing fouls because as an attackman, he gets inside of you and makes you use your elbows and your arms and usually draws that hook foul. Dave Marr, again, one of the smarter attackmen, too. He knows when he gets inside that the referees are getting ready to make that call.
And again, you're talking about a great size. He's got good size and great protection of the stick. It's just hard to get it. 2 men down. You'll see a box formation. Dom Starcy with a 2-goal lead now getting ready to lose it as Hopkins has 6 players against the 4 for Virginia. You'll see them box. They'll form a box, try to take away the great shot in the middle. Evans. And here comes Sanderson with a big stop. That is not the shot you want when you got 6 on 4. You shoot from the wing, you're feeding it right into the hands of the defense. Knight. Gagliardi playing some defense. Knight over to Watson. 1:20 left in the half. Penalty still in force. You've got 6 guys. They've got to double team the ball. There's only 4 on the field for Virginia. Now 5. One of the penalties is up. Now 6. Everybody at even strength. So they really dodged a bullet, Quinn. That time, that certainly should have been at least a good shot, if not a goal. Ball out front. Hopkins looking to pick it up, and again, it's a big check by Tucker Rada ball and puts it back down. Elkioni gets it back down to White. Timeout by Dom Starcy. He thinks things are a little bit raggy. See 15 first half goals versus Harvard last week. Today he's only got 6. The Harvard game got out of control quickly on Harvard. You know, a team that hadn't seen the offensive push of Virginia in their current schedule, the Ivy League.
And Harvard tried to run and gun with Virginia and learned very quickly that Virginia is a tough team to match up with man on man.
Tony Seaman not making that mistake, not running and gunning. This is Whiteley pushing in, looking for the shot. Whiteley still moving, still moving. All the way to Watson, the cooker. He's got the goal. 7-4, the 3-goal lead with 30 seconds left in the first half.
That's the lefty to righty combination that's so devastating. Whiteley turning the corner left-handed, putting a lot of pressure on you, and he finds his ex-high school teammate Watson. Watson gives you that straight overhand motion. And the tough thing about that is Watson is known in that spot to shoot the ball high, and I think Marcus maybe overthinking right there. But Watson pounds that ball at his feet. for his second goal of the game.
Not a great angle, but that's a great shooter from his spot. He likes to be in about 5 yards of exactly where he was, right-handed shooter.
I have felt Watson take that shot, and it is extremely scary because he can mix it up. He can shoot it high, shoot it low, and it's always going to be on the cage.
Whiteley did a great job of setting that up because he controlled the ball so long, getting all the attention of the defense, did not give it up. When Watson was finally open, he rifled it through him. As you look at Tony Seaman. Seaman's got 20 seconds now to answer that goal. If they can clear it, no, they've lost it now to Virginia with possession. So take that back. Virginia with another chance to pad the lead. 7-4, let's see what they do. We're down to 14 seconds, you see the clock. Watson loses it, and Marcus will now have possession. That chance is gone, watch out, Marr. Marr on Smith, trying to find his teammate, Bond. And the ball out of bounds as Adam Bond could not collect it. Time expires. That's the end of the first half. Virginia, on the strength of 4 straight goals, came from behind to take this 3-goal lead over Johns Hopkins. We're back at College Park. Virginia leading 7-4, getting ready for second half action. Lee Felsmo, Quint Kesenick, Christy Lee's all around this great venue at College Park, Maryland. The 3-goal lead, Quint, will either get more comfortable at the end of this third quarter, or Hopkins will be crawling back into it. That's why this third quarter really critical for both teams.
Hopkins has not been able to come from behind a late deficit all season because of their style. They're a team that needs a close game. They need a lead.
Kevin Kise with a great check as UVA controlled the face-off and came down to get the shot. Tony Seaman happy with the first half, as he told us with Christy Lee. Watson gets it behind to Whiteley. Far side is Knight. Work around out front. Oki up front. Gives it to the big shooter, Watson, who just misses his target. Not a whole lot of angle there, Q. We're right on line with that target.
It looked like he had Marcus confused on the shot, though. Marcus has really got to discipline himself to watch the ball out of the stick of Watson. Watson's got a very deceptive motion.
Knight wants to get in the crease, back to Whiteley. Here's the big shooter, Watson, in the right hand. Oki up top. Rand puts it right into the stick of Marcus. Marcus cool and calm. Gagliardi shovels it off. Marchand couldn't get the shot off. Now up top. Trouble. Marr's got the goal. 7-5. Here comes Hopkins. 2 for Marr, who's having a sensational day. Marchand had a shot, elected to pull it back and go to the backside cutter. It worked out well.
And this all started with an excellent zone defense. Marcus makes the save. Gagliardi made a super pass to Marchand. And then Marchand makes a doubly good pass to Marr in front. Here's Marcus with the easy save from the outside shot. Watch the handle of John Gagliardi. Watch the stick skills here. Backhand shovel pass. Marchand elects not to shoot, and yet somehow finds Marr. Marr had 2 guys in that area. I don't know how Marchand had the confidence to make that pass.
I agree with you. That took a tremendous vision for him to give up that shot, which is really hard to do. He had a shot. He had every reason to take it. He pulls it back, rotates around, and goes to the backside for a better shot, and it takes its mark on Sanderson. 7-5. So Sanderson, who started out with a little bit, or ended with a little bit of comfort, gets stung there. Watson has missed to the right on 2 shots. Christy Lee's got some Princeton players who are waiting for the winner of this game. Christy Lee?
And waiting with bated breath, we have Jeff McBean and Pancho Gutstein, and you guys are co-team captains, is that correct?
Well, we're actually tri-captains. The other one isn't here, but yeah, we're co, I guess, for now anyway.
Jeff, who do you want to play?